Hi everyone, welcome to my public administration lecture series. In this session, I would be covering the topic Organization of Secretariat, Department and Ministry. The Central Secretariat, it stands for the complex of departments or ministries whose administrative heads are called secretaries and political heads are called ministers. Now, a ministry is responsible for the formulation of policy of the government within its area of responsibility, as well as execution and review of that policy. A ministry, for the purpose of internal organization, is divided into the following subgroups, each with an officer in charge. Now, at the top of the secretariat, you have the department headed by the secretary and additional and special secretaries. Under the department, we have the wing headed by additional and joint secretaries. Now, based on the volume of work, a ministry may have one or more wings. Then we have the division headed by the deputy secretary. Then under the division, you might have one or more branches headed by undersecretary. And then at the lowest level, we have the section headed by the section officer. Now, the section may have a number of assistants, clerks, typists, and peons who perform the work relating to the subject that is allotted to them. Now, this chart gives you an outline of the structure of a department in our government of India. So under the cabinet minister, you have the Minister of State, and then the head of the department, the secretary. As I was telling you, the administrative head is the secretary and the political head is the minister. Now, under the secretary, you have the additional secretary, joint secretary. Then in the middle level, you have the directors, deputy secretary, and under secretaries. And at the lower level, you have the section officers, assistant section officers, upper division and lower division clerks. Now let's see the distinction between department and ministry. Ministry may be defined as minister's charge and department as the secretary's charge. A ministry is the charge allotted to a minister, and it might include one or more departments, each under the charge of a secretary. Now, many large ministries like defense, external affairs, finance, and home have more than one department included in their charge. For example, the Ministry of Defense comprises of 5 departments, every department headed by a secretary. Like you have the Department of Defense, Military Affairs, Defense Production, Defense Research and Development, ex-servicemen welfare, and the like. There is also a finance division headed by a secretary. Now, a department is an organizational unit consisting of a secretary with a part of the central secretariat under his administrative control. If a ministry has more than one department, then it may have more secretaries, but only one senior will represent the ministry. Now let's take a look at the structure and functions of a department. See, the departments may be organized based on 4 principles. One of the principle is the financial principle. When the administrative business is organized on the basis of purpose of work, then it is called as financial principle. An example of this is Department of Commerce, which has been established to regulate the trade and commerce function within our country. We have another principle with which the departments can be organized upon, called as the process principle. Here, the organization of business is done on the basis of the process of the nature of activity. Example, the law department or the health department, where they provide legal and medical activities of the government based on the target profession. Then you have clientele or commodity principle. Here, the business of organization is based on the set of people for whom its services are meant for or its clients. For example, the Department of Scheduled Caste and Tribes. And then you have the geographical principle. As the name suggests, it has the geographical area as the basis to determine the organization of business. The most relevant, however, has been the functional principle or the scientific principle of organization. With increase in specialization of functions, it only makes sense to have organizations based on functional principle. Some of the features of this functional principle are: it is based upon the division of labor, it results in economical and efficient administration, very practical in its approach. And not only that, the responsibility and power here is in the hands of a single individual. And so it is easy to hold the appropriate accountability for any work. So that brings us to the end of this session. Thank you.